All right, folks, we're now in day 17. We're past the midway point of 31 days of horror / 31 days of Halloween. And let's see, where are we? Oh, 1987. And our film of the day is Bad Taste by Peter Jackson. Now, this is a film that I saw when I was like in middle school, and then I didn't see it again until I was in college. So it's been a couple of years last time I saw the movie. And it's one of those films where, you know, to really rate something like this, you can't use the typical criteria that you use for rating most quote-unquote normal movies. Because if you put this up against something like Goodfellas or Casino or Schindler's List or whatever, you know, Seven Samurai, Persona, whatever good quote-unquote movie that you want to put up against, Bad Taste is going to falter, and it's going to falter quite hard. But just what this film does with such a microscopic budget. You know, you talk about guys being filmmakers. You know, Peter Jackson, this guy is a filmmaker. I mean, he didn't just direct the movie. He wrote in it, starred in it, financed it, did the special effects, helped with the music. I mean, this really is a labor of love. It's his movie. It's his creation from top to bottom. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did the marketing and promotion for it as well. So, I mean, this is like throughout, you know, just a singular person's perspective, their idea of what a film should be. And you don't really see that many movies. Very rarely do you see a film that's this uncompromised, you know, between a director and his vision, because usually even with like really good stuff, there's a bunch of, you know, executive meddling. So in that, you can appreciate Bad Taste for just being a direct film without being, you know, sullied by other people's hands. As for the movie itself, it's really entertaining. I mean, it's a goofball movie. It's very much like Evil Dead 2. It's one of the better splat stick movies out there. There's a bunch of alien monsters who come to Earth, who decide to invade New Zealand, and they want to harvest a bunch of human people because they have an intergalactic fast food chain. And there's no budget, so there's only like 5 people in the entire movie. And there's like this international defense force that are comprised of like the goofiest Keystone Cops guys you've ever seen, completely inept at their jobs to go and track down the alien fast food entrepreneur people. And it's really just sort of an episodic movie. I mean, yeah, you do have that general plot line, but it's more or less just an excuse to kind of move from one, like, you know, gross out comedic spot to the next gross out comedic spot. And to be fair, I mean, there are some good gross out comedic spots in this motion picture. The special effects are very, very low key, but at the same time very admirable considering the budget. I mean, you got jokes about guys having, you know, the top of their head split off. They're still walking around through the rest of the movie, you know, with like stapled to their head. Let's see, you got a part where the aliens partake of a vomit drinking ritual, which is every bit as unnerving as you'd imagine it to be. And of course, there's the great denouement in which one of the international agents decides to go mano-a-mano with the head honcho of the Martian invaders. And he decided to take it to him with a chainsaw. A chainsaw and his posterior, if you get my drift. And I hope you don't. So all that to say, I mean, it's a really interesting movie. I mean, it's also kind of like a pastiche of the Rambo movies. Oh, and I forgot, there's part where a sheep gets exploded. Allegedly a real sheep. They blew up for this movie. So that's points for or points off, depending on your perspective. But like I said, it's also kind of a pastiche of, you know, the Rambo movies. I mean, it's a movie that's a lot like Troma's War, in the fact that it's really trying to, like, sort of, you know, make fun of American jingoism and, you know, militarism in Reagan's America and how it sort of impacted everyone else on the globe. So it's not really heavy-handed in Bad Taste. I mean, it's there, but it doesn't really serve as a central plot point. It's just all about the special effects. It's all about the gross-out stuff. It's all about the comedy. And it's just really entertaining. This is one of those movies where it's really kind of hard to, like, give it a truly objective review. I mean, if I'm looking at it just as like a standard standalone movie against non-genre competition, I'd probably give it a lower mark. But just for being what it is, just an entertaining, you know, genre movie, a film directed by one guy who did everything to finance it and produce it. I mean, just for all that, and the fact that it's just so darn enjoyable from start to finish. I have no choice but to give this really high marks. I'm going to give it 3.5 piece of candy corn out of 4. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to see it. Just so entertaining, so innovative, and it really is a labor of love. It really is one of the movies, the rare few from the 80s, I think, show you what you really can do as an independent filmmaker with virtually no budget whatsoever. So by all means, go out and see it. And also, go see it, if nothing else, to see where Peter Jackson began his career. I mean, this is the guy who's going on to, win the Best Director Oscar. And he started off his career making movies like this, and Meet the Feebles, and Brain Dead. I mean, that's pretty bizarre. So, who'd have thunk, the guy that made this movie, 20 years down the line, not even 20 years down the line, 15 years later, would be winning Academy Awards. You know what? If this guy can make it, anybody can make it. And for that reason alone, you need to see Bad Taste.